what you need to know about. I know a lot of you watch YouTube, that's why you're here, and going to be getting into some things about Bitcoin that I've heard from quite a lot of you. Made some zones down here. This is where we see buying pressure on Bitcoin. This is where we see selling pressure on Bitcoin. It is the weekend. We do see some extreme manipulation always going on the weekend, so make sure to stay safe out there. But we do see us bouncing up and down on the zone. We have a very, very high resistance at this 31800 level. If we could push through this, possibly we will be able to recover some of these candles. Let me get my chart, rush out. We could be able to recover some of these candles if we can push up above this resistance right here. And we have just seen us bounce, buyback power right here. We saw in the middle of the night, if you're an American, that we had this selling pressure to the downside. And today has just been buying back, dipping down, buying back, dipping down, buying back. And we look like we have not been able to break this trend resistance so far. And if we can't break this resistance, we are going to see, obviously, a downturn in price. But this is the main zone right here, this 31800. If we bounce off of this, we could see some upside. I've heard a lot of you guys say, wick off, whack off, jerk off, whatever you guys want to refer to it to. We are going to be getting into why this is pure and utter rubbish. All right, so a lot of you guys think we're going to above 100 to 200K because Wyckoff or whack off is showing you this. And I'm going to address this right here and right now. There's multiple Wyckoffs, okay? And looking at charts from a long-term perspective is not the best speculation you could do, especially in crypto. Yeah, crypto goes up. We understand that. But a lot of people are showing this chart right here. They're saying that we're in this spring phase, whatever it might be. It looks good on some time frames, the 4-hour and the 8-hour. But if you look at the daily, the weekly, it looks a little bit like this chart, right? We look like we're around this area right here. And we're probably going to see this distribution happen during this phase that we see. We could see something like this, right? So we would have had to see this push up right here with the whack off to really understand where we were going. Okay, you guys do not whack off. Okay, you need to make sure to understand that this is not the way you want to whack off, right? We're going to see something that's probably going to look like this because we don't have the volume to support our bullish whack off, but we do have the volume to support our bearish whack off. And it's just something that's probably going to be happening. You see all these YouTubers talking about it, right? They're going to do anything in their right goddamn minds to turn you guys into bulls again. And want to know what? Yeah, we're bullish if we break above this level right here, right? This 318 level, I'm going to turn into a bull. If we hold that level, right? If we have a 4-hour candle close above that level, I will be bullish. Look at, we have not had a 4-hour candle close above this level the entire day. This is the resistance. This is what we see, okay? But we need to understand, okay, right? Even if we break through this, maybe we go to 35K again. Look at the volume, okay? Look at the volume that we see, okay? We don't see whack-off volume on the upside. We just see the whack-off downside, right? You guys are in Daniel, okay? You guys are in Daniel, okay? You guys are in denial, right? But you need to make sure to understand, do not believe everything you see on the internet. Look into the charts and make sure to really understand that we do not see this bullish momentum in volume. And if we want to reach those 100K levels, we need every single country to really go up in searches, up in you know, all arms across Bitcoin. And want to know what we saw? We saw that already happen. And just to let you guys know, it's not looking too promising for that bullish scenario. In fact, it is indeed impossible to happen, because if it did happen, we would have saw this, and we didn't see that already. So we already know that we're way out. Okay, we're way out. But yeah, let's get back into the charts. Let's actually get into some important stuff and stop whacking off, because you guys looking at long-term price predictions, you will get burnt. I can promise you that. Looking at long-term price predictions is not the way to go. You need to be focused on, yes, accumulating when we do get to these lower points, but speculating months and months in advance is something that you do not want to do on any sort of side. You want to be able to look at You want to be able to look at both sides and really take some advice from both of them. And you can't trust something that says that we're going to go to 100K, especially with this volume that we see right here by the end of the year. That's just rubbish. But yeah, we're just going to go over what we see right now. Okay, so we do see this trend support. We broke down through it. We had a little fake out. A lot of people were getting into shorts here. They liquidated it. They might send us up. If we do not make a higher high right here, want to know what's going to happen? We're going to be stuck in this little this pennant right here, right? We're going to be stuck in some sort of wedge-like thing right here. And you want to know what's probably going to happen? It'll be late at night. If we do not break out of this, we come back down to here. Probably going to see another push down to the downside. That's just my guess. It is the weekend. They do whatever the hell they want to on the weekends. And you're just there trying to you know, make sense of it, trying to buy these trend resistances when they break. Maybe you do gain a few percent on the weekends, but you want to know what? Main thing is to be careful on the weekends. Do not be an ape on the weekends, or do not be a trader on the weekends, especially if you are new. We don't want to see anyone get hurt on the weekend, as it's very, very difficult for a lot of people to really get into that. But yeah, I've been trading all day today, and I have been looking at the charts actively. What do I see? High volatility, guys. Look what they're doing. Okay, look what they're doing. Pumping the market up 4%, dropping it down 3%. They're just doing this pattern, getting as much liquidity as they can. And it does look bearish right now, even though we are on a uptrend right now. It is looking bearish. We do not see that high of volume on the upside. Look at the volume that we're seeing on the upside. If they wanted to right now, these whales could really just send price downwards. Unless we do break out of this zone and we break out of this 391 or 31901 zone, probably going to be looking bearish tomorrow. We do have a big selling zone in here. This is where people sell, right? This is where people are currently buying in this bottom zone. It's called supply and demand zones. But yeah, with Bitcoin looking like this, it doesn't look too good for the bullish future, unless we do break above that zone, but it is looking good for the bearish future if we do break below this trend resistance and we hold below it, as we would have broken out of trends, and we're probably going to be having a downside. If we break out of this 30K level, guys, just a little heads up, if we break out of this 30K level, we don't have much support down here, right? We have maybe 29,800, but we're mainly looking at this 28K level. We also have this 28 lower K level, right? 28K on the dot, which is right here. I'll move this up a little bit. But we don't have much support or resistance in these zones, right? We don't see it. We really kind of see a zone in 27K. Who knows? This is just kind of me throwing some zone in there. But I would say 25K is where a lot of these whales put their buy orders in last time when we were at 28K. There was a whole lot of them that put their buy orders there. They couldn't pump the market down low enough. So we'll have to see if they can do that this time, maybe get some orders down in there. Don't plan for it, okay? Plan on staying conservative. Plan on continuing to learn so you guys can stay profitable, all right? The more you ape in, the more risk you lose of blowing over your entire portfolio, whatever it might be. You're just trying to accumulate. When we get to low prices, you're trying to accumulate knowledge, most importantly. Knowledge, right? If you accumulate knowledge, it will accumulate you more money than just aping in, right? And the knowledge of today's lesson is don't whack off, guys. Don't whack off when these YouTubers are telling you to whack off. It's not the right things to do. A lot of you guys in the Discord, I was speaking to you. I'm in the Discord many hours of the day, guys. Link in the description is fixed if you guys want to join. But I was talking to a few of you, and it's, we're bullish whack off. Okay, we're bullish whack off. Okay, this is what the bullish whack off scenario looks like. Not going to happen. Just going to throw that out there. Just, you know, right? We could have different opinions, but I don't want you guys whacking off the wrong way and really getting hurt. So we do see a few of these altcoins today, especially Cello, right? This is a, let's go to their website, right? So I'll go to their website. I think I can go to their website on here. I have a problem with these tokens. I believe that they're a staking company. You go right, they're a staking company. Someone in the chat correct me if I'm wrong. They had the Coinbase listed, right? Yes. Yeah, Yield Products. Okay, so Yield Products is Celsius. Okay, And my problem with yield products is not a lot of you guys have been here in 2017 to 2018. Want to know what we saw in 2017 to 2018? We saw a lot of these yield farming products. Want to know what happened to them in the bear markets? They left, and that was kind of the top of that one trend that we saw of the yield farming products. Make sure if you're staking coins to be very careful. If it says 100, 200% APY a month, you're probably not going to get that. You're probably going to get burned. And if you guys are doing that, make sure to be very, very careful, as those companies, guys, you haven't been here. Some of you haven't been here back then and you weren't updated. A lot of those companies ran off with money, and it wasn't the best thing that, wasn't the best thing that happened. It's impossible for them in a bear market to get that much liquidity to give back to their customers, right? So be very careful. Stuff could be listed on Coinbase and still be a little bit sketchy, right? All right. So I just want my rug back, man. Yeah, right. But yeah, we'll go into a few altcoins. What have I been looking at today currently? Well, we're going to go to this list real quick. Have been looking at Bake. Quant's down 16, 17%. Of course it is. Bake has been extremely volatile, guys. Right. We've been kind of looking at Bake a lot. 10% in 4 hours. That's nice. Look at this, 10% in 6 hours. But this is a coin that you have to be very, very careful with the volatility, especially if you guys are new here. You do not want to be trading, okay? I don't want you guys to be trading unless you are experienced. We'll be going into some experienced things for you guys to take in consideration. But before I do, let's go into a deeper dive on Bitcoin technical analysis. I really just skimmed the surface on what's happening, all right? So we're in this sort of wedge. Let's make our supports. Let's make our major resistances. We know our major resistance. If we look at the 4-hour chart, you guys need to be looking at the longer time frames. You guys can be very successful traders if you look at the longer time frames and you just trade off the longer ones, right? This is something that if you guys understand market structure, you understand longer time frames, you can do it. You can trade on these longer time frames after you've turned around $1,000 into at least 10 to 100,000, and you guys are comfortable. You have your strategy written down. Okay, so your strategy right now on these longer time frames, map out supports and resistances. You guys could even go here. Yeah, supports and resistances do work. You guys can go click this candle. You guys can turn this into a line graph, draw your supports, draw your resistances this way. It's a lot easier and clearer for people to see this, right? So we do see do we have one there? No, we kind of have one right here, right? Let's draw this little resistance right here. This is just showing you guys what you can do, right? You guys see that? It's a little bit clearer, right? Because you see it in lines. It's not a bunch of candlesticks. You even do it in area as well, whatever floats your boats. But we need to understand that longer time frames are always of the utmost importance. Doesn't matter how short term your trades are. Longer time frames, you need to understand what's happening. Second of all, low leverage, right? So you guys don't need to be using lots of leverage, right? It's 2x leverage should be your max amount of leverage you're using. You don't need to make 100, 200% a day. You're just trying to make 1 to 2% a day. If you lose that, move on, come back another day. If you guys really understand that all it is about staying consistent, you can be very profitable. Most of you guys get bored. You guys like to gamble, and that's what's going to really affect you negatively. You shouldn't be trading unless you have put in the time and the effort. You need to understand also, right? Do your research. Make sure to research into these cryptos that we see. We talked about this in last stream, that once we get to those lower prices, probably around 20-ish K, lower 20s, that's going to be the time to start laddering into these cryptos. But right now is not the time. Okay, right now is not the time, in my opinion. You guys can buy whatever you want, but right now is not the time if you guys are going to be holding long term. Those are where some serious gains come from, long term holding. But let's get into the chart. So 12-hour, we just see some sort of bearish pattern that's still here right now. Still haven't broken out yet. We don't have this bullish. If this 12-hour candle closes with a green upside, this could be considered some sort of hammer, but we still haven't seen any sort of push to the upside just yet. We do see buying pressure in these zones, which is important to understand. We do see buying pressure, right? We see the buying pressure. We know that this is the support. This is the resistance up here. This is where people are selling. We've been stuck on the 4-hour in this tight little frame right here. Go on the 1 hour. what do we see? All right, we see we're coming at the end of this wedge that we see. We bounced off the top a little bit. Now we're probably going to be headed to this downside right here. We always are seeing these long wicks, guys. Look at these long wicks that we see right in this area. This is a buy zone right here. This is between 31,200 to around 31K. Like I said, 31K is a big support level. A lot of buying action, a lot of buying activity going on in this 31K zone. If we push through this 31K zone, what has happened, right? Large buying, right? Large buying, and we just see violent price action off of this 31K zone and below it. So that's very important to note out. If we break away from this zone, we're probably going to see a pushback down unless we do get above this 31,800 level. And then we are looking like we're actually going to be able to break out, right? So we need to break above that zone to really see that move to the upside. And then we can retrace these candles right here. These candles are ripe for the picking if Bitcoin does make that move to the upside. These whales want to send us up there, they will. But we need to be prepared for both sides. What's going to happen? Are they going to fake us out? They're going to fake us out like this. Always wait for the breakout, wait for confirmation, and then wait for the retest. And that's when you guys are looking to get into those orders. You're still setting your stop loss 2-3% below. We went over this multiple times, but I'll just say it again. Yeah, always set your goddamn stop losses, read the book, and you guys should be getting a lot better. Paper trading as well. Make sure to do this paper trading. Why would you risk your money if you guys don't know you're going to be successful trading? You're just gambling, okay? You're just watching some guy on YouTube and you're just gambling. Don't do that, okay? You guys got to understand you could learn this on your own. It's not too difficult. It's not too difficult, right? Any of you guys can do it, but it just takes work. It takes, you know, some sense of, you know, self-entitlement to you actually learning. And I know it sucks to learn, but, you know, sometimes if you're investing your own money, I would really suggest doing that. But yeah, those are the support zones. Those are the resistance zones that we see. We are in this wedge. We are looking like we're probably going to break down. We could break out, but if we are, I'm preparing for both sides. If we do break down, we break below this level and we see that we can push through these buy zones, which if they do this, they need to do this when the market is less active. They might wait for the nighttime to do this, as they always do these powerful movements with Bitcoin and with crypto at night. And why do they do this at night? Well, they do this because not too many people are awake. Order books are not as large as they should be during these times, and that's when they take advantage of that, right? Yeah, we tested off this resistance right here that we have as well. This was a key resistance level. We've seen us break down. We couldn't break out of it. A lot of selling pressure up in these levels, guys. A lot of selling pressure up here. So we're going to see if we can break through this zone. We'll be prepared for both ways if it does happen. All right, let me get into some of your questions. If you guys are familiar with PineScript, or you guys are some sort of developer, join the Discord. We're working on a lot of projects on PineScript, a lot of projects all over the board. So if you guys want to join that Discord, you want to put in some time, go right ahead. All right, so I don't use stop losses, screw that, but it depends on the strategy, TBH, right? I would say use your damn stop losses next level. You should always be protecting your trade, right? You lose your trade, right? You're not doing TA right if you're not using stop losses. So you're obviously doing something wrong. If we do break down, how long could we go this weekend? Okay, if we do go down this weekend, okay, if we do make a lower low, like I said, these are the main things of support, right? I don't know exactly where we're going to go. It's the weekend. They can do whatever the hell they want. But if they do, they're probably going to send it into some of these three support areas, right? We have these three supports, and then we have this one right here. But I guarantee you, they won't let price get this low just yet. They'll probably wait a week, bleed out the market even more. Look at all the liquidity they're farming today, right? We went on the 12-minute, right? Look at all the liquidity that they're able to farm on a Saturday, right? On a Saturday, these people are able to farm, right? So let's say they push the market down 6%. They push it up 5%, right? They're just farming, this liquidity. They're farming. You new novice traders, guys, 90 to 95% of you guys will lose trading. Don't believe everyone you see on YouTube. Make sure to take notes on their strategy and then backtest their strategy on YouTube and then see if it works. And then maybe get into trading after you feel confident and comfortable, so you're not part of that 90-95% of those losers, right? Do you want to be a loser? No, you do not. You want to be a winner. Why would you do loser things like investing and trading when you don't know anything about it? You don't have a strategy put together. That's what losers do, and losers lose, okay? Not trying to be so negative, but I want you guys to understand, the more you guys get into this, the more you paper trade, the more you will be able to learn and actually build up some confidence and some skill and back test your strategies to know exactly how profitable you will be. But yeah, those are the lower levels that we could drop into. We held this 30K support like a trooper. We've tested this 30K support in the past. So this one right here, did we see it again? I believe we saw it also another time. Right? Nope, we didn't. It was just that one time. And you could say that's that 30K support. Kind of just made a new support zone right there. We did see us break out of that level. But yeah, kind of a random support level right there, right? Like I said, they'll send it into somewhere around these little areas right here. You guys can think of these as areas that we could go to. It's not exactly, but it's going to be close to those levels if they do. There's not much support in those areas. So just a reminder that that's why these are so spaced out. We don't have much support there. They could really drive price down if they want to. Yeah, you could paper trade on TradingView. You could paper trade on KuCoin. I mean, just look up a YouTube video on it, right? All right, we'll go into Ethereum. Yeah, I mean, what else do you guys want me to go through? I'm not sure. We got altcoins pretty busy right now, but you want to know what? I can save some time, right? We could all save some time and actually do some productive stuff. You guys can get to learning. You guys can get to studying the market, researching some altcoins that will actually be successful. Maybe watch that previous video if you guys want 100x your portfolios. Yeah, we kind of just went over the same thing in yesterday's stream. You guys can do this on your own. I don't want you to need me, right? I don't want you to need me. I want you guys to be your own bird. You guys can fly up north, and you guys don't need me anymore. I want all of you. Yes, you can learn. I know a lot of you guys are experienced that watch me. And I appreciate you coming here, but I do appreciate the new people that are learning on their own. You guys can all do this on your own. It just takes some time and it takes some patience, right? You can't just FOMO in. You can't just get into the markets if you're new. You need to be able to wait and really understand the process of how the market works, how market structure works, how these altcoins work when you buy into them. How do they get pumped up in price? They need good marketing. How does market structure work? It breaks down, it breaks up. How does that happen? When does it happen, right? Those are the questions you all need to be asking yourself. What's my trading strategy? What's my 10-step trading strategy, right? If you guys don't have 10 steps trading strategy, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 4, and you don't have it back tested, you're not looking in the past like, ooh, if I bought here, I would have made, I would have lost 50% of my trades, right? You guys can go into replay mode, click this, whoops, right? You click this, you guys can go into the replay mode, right? You guys can go play back the past and kind of be like, what happened here? Let me turn up the speed. Let's see. You can turn down the speed, too fast. But yeah, that's what you guys can do to really, back test your strategy. Maybe you guys are buying on these trend lines. Maybe you guys are buying when we break a major support, major resistance. You guys can go back test that strategy, see how successful it is, see where you would place your stop losses, and you know what the rest would be. All right, so I got a question. Have you looked at Solve and thoughts on KSM at current levels? I have not looked into Solve. I'm not looking into many altcoins that are extremely small, mainly looking into altcoins that are backed by big VCs, venture capitalists, that maybe Coinbase backs them, maybe Binance backs them. I'm not looking into any really other coins besides that right now. Maybe when we get more hype, maybe when we get more volume in the market, I will be looking into those other coins. But as of now, as of right now, none of those coins will do good numbers, right? They're not going to do good numbers. So it's like we don't have new money flooding into the market. They're not going to do good in percentage. So why would I even waste my time looking at something like that? Not saying Solve is bad. I have no idea what it is. But what I'm saying is, why would I waste my time and my energy on coins that I know are useless, right? We want to be researching good coins, coins that have good backings. They have good scalability. And not saying that Solve doesn't. I mean, we can maybe look into that at some point. Someone in the Discord's willing to look into it. I'm sure they are. I'll if it's good, I promise I will let you know. But KSM at current levels, I do not see KSM bouncing, guys. We've been shorting this thing to the ground. Okay, KSM to $20 is no, I'm kidding, guys. That's a really bearish. Yeah, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding, guys. Don't get too mad. But yeah, we've been bearish on KSM since it's been at $500, right? We knew that this was the pump of a lifetime for KSM. We've seen it below 150 already, right? We saw these resistances up here. We shorted this thing. We burnt it to the ground. They had their biggest event of the year. So did Polkadot, right? Why are Polkadot? Why are KSM burning? All right, well, it's because of this thing called social analytics. It's a thing called hype. And if you do not have hype, if you do not have social analytics, you're not going to be getting this volume into your crypto. Cello, right? Cello, they got listed on Coinbase, right? That's hype. That's something that, you know, gets your name out there, gets people to FOMO in. Well, KSM, right? They had that event. Polkadot had that event, and then you want to know what happened? Market went down and people did not want to invest in something that did not have events coming up, that was not going to go up in price in a considerable amount. And that's what we see. So when am I looking at buying KSM? I'm really not at the moment. I've already made my gains with KSM. I'm going to part ways with it once we reach a really low level. But we kind of already are at that low level, so I'm really not, I haven't really been looking too much into KSM on the upside, but I can tell you that we will see lower prices with it. I can guarantee you that. We will see lower prices with KSM. I would say to maybe look into some other altcoins, RR and FF. That's your name. Sheeb pumping, never buy Solana. Okay, we'll go into Sheeb. You do some, guys, who cares? Who cares? About if Sheeb is, you know, a stupid coin, whatever it is, whatever it might be. Look at this guy liquidating these shorts, guys. You see this? This is someone scooping up all these shorts. You see that? This is what these whales will do. They will say, scoop up these shorts. See you later. Oh no, wasn't there news? Didn't Elon tweet about this? Let's see. Yeah, that could have been the Elon tweet, but you'll see these large pushes in price, for example, to liquidate all of you shorts. Let me go to a good coin. What did that? I think it was OGN. Might have been OGN did this, for example. OGN. Let's see if OGN did this. All right. I know they did. I know they did. All right. So there was a time, it might have been this candlestick, but it's just a large push to the upside. You know, a whale is just like, all right, let's get rid of all these people who are trading. I have the equation. I know how many people are shorting it. I know how many people are longing in the order books. All I have to do is put, you know, $5 million into this crypto and short it. And I can get with that 5 million, 5%, because I know that I will be able to liquidate, you know, these shorters, and all I have to do is throw that money in there. I solve the equation. I know exactly how many people are shorting. So I'm just going to do that, right? That's what happens with these with a lot of these altcoins. And Shiba, right? I'm not sure if that was the time. I think that was Elon. I've kind of been losing track of days here. Been working too much, guys, but you know what? It's all good fun. It's all good fun. This might have been the Elon thing right here. What, 15th? No, this was Elon. But yeah. Yeah, with Shiba right now, yeah, it is pumping, but you know what? It's at some point, all these coins are going to go lower and lower. Who knows? But yeah, Shiba will come lower. Not the coin that I would want to be looking at right now. When these meme coins do pump up again, when you see these coins, this new liquidity coming into the market, if you guys are trying to make money and not trying to be emotionally attached to altcoins, possibly you look into these coins, you set your stop losses on them, and maybe you ride them up to a high amount. Maybe they outperform your altcoins. I know all of you guys, right? You've been outperformed by Shiba, you've been outperformed by SafeMoon, right? But you have to understand your altcoins that you're holding, they have safety, okay? These coins come crashing down, most of them. And those other coins, you know for sure will go up. When you're investing into these meme coins, you do not have that clarity. Okay, you do not have that clarity that this is a great project. It's just you rolling the dice without a stop loss, because most people that invest in those do not have stop losses. I can guarantee that. But yeah, that's what Shiba. I'm not going to talk too much about Shiba, right? I don't know. How could Shiba pump up? Elon tweeted it didn't go up too much, right? Matic, guys. What's Matic at? Guys, look at, we saw Matic at 90 cents. But right now it's just holding on to $1.03. Guys, remember when this was at $2.25? You remember when this was at 30 cents earlier here on this channel? I know some of you do, but we do need to understand that this got hyped up. Social analytics went sky high for Matic, and we're seeing the repercussions. It could not hold the hype, it could not hold the support of all of this hype. It fell through supports with this hype. It couldn't hold that social sentiment. Doesn't mean it won't pump up if we do have a Bitcoin pump, right? No, it just doesn't mean that we're going to be able to reach all-time high levels. These altcoins are bleeding out. These altcoins don't have that new volume coming into the market. But yeah, so that's what I'm seeing right now. And look at, we broke through this. Awesome, right? So we broke through this trends. We still have these wicks up here. If we can break through this 31.18 level and hold a candlestick above it on the 1, 2, or 3, or 4 hour, it's going to be looking bullish. The MA levels, the EMA levels right now are showing some bearishness that is going to come here soon. We're so far above the 200. Let me throw that on. That's on the 5-minute though. Look how far above we are on these EMA levels, guys. We always break down towards them in a downtrend. If we really show that uptrend, we really break out of this level, we're going to see that push up. But as of right now, we are looking a little bit bearish. We always come back down. We always come back down unless this is the whack off. Unless you guys are going long on the whack off, this is not what it's going to look like. I can promise you that. Probably going to see some sort of retracement down to these EMA levels, where we might just see volume slow down, price action slow down. They'll catch up to them, but we will see some sort of breakdown. These EMA levels are too high. You guys need to be looking at these EMA levels. There's patterns with them. We always gravitate towards them. They're the moving averages, exponential moving averages, and we will see some sort of retracement downwards. I do believe that we will probably come down at some point. Maybe we hit the top of this trend that we have right here. This is RMR. If you guys want to use this indicator, it's really, really interesting. Repeated mean regression channel. It's free, but I do throw this on because I know a lot of you guys have trouble drawing these channels that we're in the horizontal or the diagonal type of channels. But yeah, this is what we see with Bitcoin. EMAs are so far above it, at least on the 4-minute. Let's go to the 15-minute. Let's go check where we're at right now. We're touching this key EMA level. Look at, every time we touch it, what happens? We break down. We break down here. We break down there. Is this the time where we're going to push above it? Are we really going to reach these higher levels, right? You guys remember when we were at 35K, we broke above it. We held it, but not only did we hold it, we fell through it, through these EMA levels. You can look at these at different time frames. It's very, very interesting. We are really, really low with these EMAs as of right now, but I do think a little retracement will happen on the shorter time frame. But we could see that breakdown here, especially with us always breaking down. If we do push above them, expect a push to the downside, but this is going to be on the longer time frame, and we will be covering that here over the next few days. Yeah, I don't think the whack off applies to the 4-minute. Yep. All right, so Matic Network, the future. Yeah, Matic's good. Matic's good. All right, so what advice do you have for long-term holders? All right, so you need to understand, yeah, get rid of the red drawing circle. Yeah, okay. But what do I say to long-term holders, right? go do your research, okay? Don't just hold these coins that, you know, these YouTubers say or whoever said. Make sure to do your research on your own token, right? We know that you need to have scalability in that project if you want to hold them long term, but we will see lower levels, right? These altcoins will come down a lot lower. We will see that happen. How much lower? Probably if we see a 20, low 20-ish Bitcoin, we can see those lower altcoins probably by another 30, 40, 50, even 60%, some of them. But who knows if they could even bleed out that much. A lot of these altcoins, 2017, 2018, the ones that were hyped up the most, you don't see them today. You do not see them today. They're gone and never heard of them again. They don't have price action, right? Could be the same thing. I promise you, we will see a lot of these large altcoins that were hyped up, that were huge. They're not going to be here in 2-3 years. 90%, more than 90, 95, 96% of them won't be here. Not saying all of them won't be here, but that's just why you need to do your research. That's just another reason why you need to do your research. You need to know what you're buying into. You need to know who's backing them. Who are the venture capitalists? Do they run pump and dumps, or are they venture capitalists that just pump up their coins in a bull market or whatever it might be? You can really tell a lot from actually researching into these coins. Look into their team members. That's my advice for your long-term holders. Look who's backing them. Look who's, you know, who their team members are. Look at their competition. Who are they facing off against? How are they different? How are they actually going to be good for the ecosystem that they're in? Do they have clients? Do they have partners? Are they making revenue, or are they just making money off their tokens? All right. So, yeah, no, not all altcoins are a scam, guys. No, some of them are very, very useful to the ecosystem, and a lot of the smaller ones, right, are not, but there are some that will be. And if you guys can find them and you guys can buy them at low, low prices, you guys can make a lot of money in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years from that one decision to do your research. All right, so that's going to be the end of the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is going to be the end of it. We really told you guys something that they did not want you to hear about how the wick off, right? We could see that downside to the wick off. Everyone talks about the upside, right? Nobody talks about the downside, right? No one talks about the markdown, right? We have low volume, right? Low volume rally. What are we seeing right now? We're seeing a low volume rally, right? Low volume rally. You guys need to be looking at the daily, at the wick off, the weekly low volume rally. That's kind of what we're seeing right now. And yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed.